Welcome back, everyone. Here's the battle for Helm's Deep is over. Let's flow. Okay, here we go. What is this? A title didn't come up.
Send them to me, come on!
What's happening? Oh, is this what it would have sounded like without the added effects? Okay. I see. There's nothing extra added. Okay, so I guess you would need all of that extra. Just so you can get distinct sounds for distinct shots, as opposed to like this mumbled and this kind of muffled sound. Well, they answered my question, huh? This is what it sounds like without all the audio engineering. Very interesting. Because you would think it would be so loud in just itself, but you want it to be more like a choreography, a musical.
The post-production year that we spent on Two Towers is probably the darkest period of the darkest patch of the entire 7-year experience.
Oh, really?
So many different things going on.
Oh, it was a 7-year experience.
Impossible for any one person to keep their eye on the whole production. Just huge.
Right, yeah.
Mind-boggling.
It was the most painful, terrifying, thing I've done in my life.
Okay.
I was filled with dread nearly all the time, but somehow still needed to keep.
He said I was full of dread nearly all of the time. That is a way to put it.
With everybody.
By comparison, the Fellowship ultimately seems like a bit of a easy experience now, and Return of the King, which I'm working on at the moment, I'm just thoroughly enjoying because it's my favorite movie, and so I really love it.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie too.
Last year, The Two Towers was, oh my God, what are we going to do here?
I don't think any of us had a real concept of what the movie would turn out to be, which sounds strange because we are so emotionally and physically connected to these films and worked on them for so long and reread the script over and over again.
Okay.
But The Two Towers was always up in the air.
It was a nightmare.
I thought it was
but
so
the
good.
irony was in success. Everyone loved it. The studio, the critics, audiences.
That was the gamble in making the movie. Fortunately, this paid off and people have identified
it. It was so good.
In the first movie, we arrived and people were kind of like, oh, they play hobbits, we should get their autograph because they're going to be famous kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
When it came around
look at this.
time,
we're at the premiere.
It appeared to be that we were kind of the homecoming kings.
Look at them.
Every street corner, every billboard, every magazine stand, there was Lord of the Rings, there was Two Towers, there was posters, every single corner. So at that point, more than any other point, felt like I was part of some sort of, global phenomenon.
Look at them.
It's kind of outrageous what it is now. Like when we went to the premiere in London this year, which was supposed to be a small one, because it'd already done the world premiere, it'd already done the European in Paris. And we got to Leicester Square, and it was like being the Beatles or something.
Yeah.
It was honestly outrageous.
Yeah, I agree. Outrageous is the word.
The other guys, it was second time round, and I think they were all so proficient at it, and kind of knew the score, knew the red carpet deal, knew all that sort of stuff. For me, it was a lot. I didn't know what to expect.
I would have been taken aback too.
The best times I ever see the film are in New York with a New York audience because they're just insane. They're so reactive and so into it and so positive
this.
And so love New York.
It was all right.
But I think, having said that, anytime you get back together with the cast, anytime all the people whose heart and souls went into this movie come back together, is a special time. And wherever you are, that's always going to be special. But to get to do it here in Wellington is the most fun. It is great.
Yeah.
And we just had the best turnout and the best time.
Madness here in Wellington. Weta designed a sort of, I guess it's a kind of centerpiece for the top of the Embassy Theatre in Wellington.
Mm-hmm.
They basically recreated a massive golem on the top of the Embassy Theatre. And there was a ring that he was reaching for. just
that. That is amazing.
Amazing. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for Return of the King.
I love that.
But to think that very, very shortly, in only a matter of months, those final few weeks and then few days and then, of course, few hours of our life on Middle Earth will be drawing to an end. And it's actually quite a sad thought that ultimately we'll be leaving this story forever.
Mm-hmm.
We really came together and worked really hard together. And it was a tough and long, but always rewarding journey.
Yeah.
It'll be stomach-wrenching in a certain extent to realize, gosh, that's it, that's over.
Yeah.
I am both really looking forward to the climax of the story and the ending. I'm also really sad.
How can you not be?
It's going to be over.
We're finally getting a conclusion, not only to like the story, but to our own personal stories in terms of making this picture. Because in the end, for us, it is just kind of like one picture.
Oh my God! Don't do it! Don't bring up these pictures.
I guess what I'm most proud about
the cast, it like really is heartwarming, huh?
I've never seen a film like this before, and we wanted it to be audacious, to have a sort of a courage about it, to do things like, having 2,000 horses sliding down the side of a mountain.
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen that before, and so therefore we've got to do it. You kind of, the second, it was really the way that we constructed the film. If you thought, well, I haven't seen that before.
The Balrog scene.
Then that became, okay, let's just go there and do it.
So impressive.
It's what I loved about the original King Kong. It's what I loved about the Harryhausen movies, like The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. I mean, when I saw that 15 or 16 years old when it was re-released, and it was kind of, I was just lost in the world, and it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before, and it was a profound experience, and I'm just hoping that what we're doing now somehow, is the next kind of profound experience that maybe will inspire 10, 12-year-old kids to want to become filmmakers, because films inspired me. And it's an important thing to kind of pass on to the next group of filmmakers, to keep kind of getting kids excited about the idea of what films can be.
Okay.
So, because they are going to be the future of cinema.
Right. Oh, to be continued. Is that it? Are we moving on to The Return of the King? I'm going to be really sad when my journey behind the scenes ends. I'm just so happy that after The Return of the King, at least I get to go into The Hobbit, because I love The Hobbit too. I thought it was wonderful. A lot of people made it seem like, before I went to actually see it, made it seem like it wasn't like the Lord of the Rings caliber, like someone dropped the ball somewhere. But I'm telling you, Peter picked that ball up and he scored, because it was just as phenomenal as the Lord of the Rings. It wasn't as good as The Return of the King, but The Return of the King is on a whole other level of its own. So I wasn't expecting that, but I was, maybe because I had low expectations, I was thoroughly impressed with The Hobbit. I loved it from each movie. It was amazing. So, thank goodness Peter came in to save the day. I forget what the actual story was behind that, but they had to change directors, right? At some point. Okay, so we just have credits going here. Let me see. Is there some, oh dang, it's credits for a while. Okay, so let me just click on the next one, which is, let's see, what is it? The Easter Egg MTV Best Virtual Performance Award. Okay, so let's see what this is. This is the last thing on this Two Towers.
Hello, congratulations for finding the secret goodie on this Two Towers set.
Secret goodie.
It's the MTV Award for 2003 Best Virtual Performance.
Okay.
When we heard this award was going to be presented to Gollum, we decided it was worthy of a special acceptance speech. Now, the idea was to have Andy Serkis saying some thank yous, but we had him in New Zealand at the time doing motion capture for Return of the King.
Oh.
So Philippa Boyens and Fran Walsh decided that something far more evil was a good idea.
Oh, so is Gollum going to accept the award? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Let's see.
The best virtual performance is...
Okay. Gollum, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
There's Gollum.
Hi everybody, my name's Andy Serkis and I'm delighted to receive this award on behalf of everybody who brought Gollum to life. Can't actually be with you this evening because we're down in New Zealand completing more shots on Gollum for Return of the King. I'm actually in the motion capture
okay, I thought Gollum was going to come.
I would like to say a big thank you to all the MTV fans, to the Lord of the Rings fans, and to everybody who worked on Gollum. It is a complete marriage of skills.
You're a liar! I'm the thief! It's mine! I won it! It was me! You won because of me! And me on TV is my friend! My friend! You don't have any friends! Nobody likes you! Nobody likes me! Nobody! A f***ing
That's enough, Gollum.
piece of circus, you stupid fat with-faced turd!
I'm not fat.
We're not going to thank anyone, no. Not you, not MTV, and not those pigs and pussy pendants at What's a Digital. And Peter Jackson, my precious. Who do you think you are, you f***ing hack? Shame on you! Shame on you! Go f*** yourself! Not listening! Not listening!
This thing is so realistic looking.
For the long hours of low pay and miserable experience we've had making this f***ing movie. You little tub of gold popcorn is going to make up for everything we've suffered.
You said a tub of gold popcorn.
You're all bastards! MTV sucks! We hate you all! Good night.
That was freaking awesome. I read his lips. That was awesome. I enjoyed that. I was nervous because of the last one I wasn't really too fond of, but that was funny.
Welcome to the appendices.
Hi Peter. Oh, we are on Return of the King.
Just like the movie's coming to an end.
Stop it here. Do an intro and rewind that part. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop that there, and then the Return of the King is coming on, so I'm gonna watch the first part of that next. But I just wanted to do a quick outro for you guys. Thank you for joining me. That was so good. I enjoyed every single moment of it, of course. You know, the soundscapes of Middle Earth for the Two Towers. I just forget. I watched the soundscapes for Fellowship of the Ring, but I forgot that they literally have to create every single sound. Right, for every single thing you have to create every single sound. And I remember Fellowship of the Ring, they were at one point using the sound of the plunger for the sound of the sea monster thing, and what was it, card mats or something that they were shaking in order to get, you know, the different sounds. And so here, you know, the things that they did in order to make these different sounds, I loved learning about that. And the fact that Peter was still so involved in the process of even that. It's like, okay, we need more here, we need less here. I really don't understand. And I'm going to keep saying this because it's revealing so much more. It's like, okay, he's involved in this, he's involved in this, he's involved in this. Oh yeah, he's involved in this too. And so it just really is truly mind-blowing. I was a little taken aback by the fact that they were actually recording in the cemetery. Why did they say they had to do that? Is it because they needed the quiet? But, you know, these are people's resting grounds, and they're like doing sound effects in the middle of the night. I don't know. That was just very disturbing to me. But whatever they had to do, they did it. I'm telling you. So I'm just really appreciative of everybody who was involved in this process, you know, from beginning to end. They worked tirelessly. What did Rick say at one point? That he was just full of dread. Was that Rick? That wasn't Rick. That was the other guy. I forget his name. But he was like, I'm just full of dread. I was just full of dread every day. And, you know, they still pulled it off. And they look like professionals up there on the red carpet, you know, for the premieres in the different places. God, I be forgetting that this is a movie and that they are actors and that they are celebrities and they are, you know, playing a role. And so, you know, it's good to see that. It's good to see them get the acknowledgement for all of their hard work. At one point, I stumbled across some information. I think it was the woman who played Arwen, or it may have been Galadriel, where they were saying that they pretty much got paid in free sandwiches. You know what I mean? They just got, just being able to be a part of the movie was their compensation. Like none of them really got rich off of being in the Lord of the Rings. They just got famous. You know what I mean? You became a celebrity household name, but they really didn't get paid much. And so just for them to be acknowledged in this way, all of that work, all that, everything that they did, everything that they had to endure physically and emotionally, good for them, and good for Gollum for getting that award. Remember the segment on Andy Serkis and Gollum and everything that Andy Serkis went through in order to play Gollum? I mean, the physical exertion that he put into Gollum, because he's doing, you know what, Gollum is an animated character, but Andy is doing these things with that gimp suit on and, you know, the little, what is it? Motion capture things on his body, and he's physically running around and banging himself into rocks and slipping and sliding on water, and just so impressive. So I love that, you know, he got his due, that he got acknowledged for that, and he got his award, and Gollum showed up. I loved it. I did. That was funny. That actually really tickled me. So anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into the Return of the King. And well, the Lord of the Rings journey is almost over. Thank you guys for joining me for this long, and then we still have The Hobbit to go, so that's good. And I might actually shed some tears when these appendices are over, because I'm just really enjoying myself, if you can't tell. All right, you guys, until next time, let's flow.